Hi Kiwi, and welcome back to another episode of Hades 1. This is our mirror setup for the day. We are going to be taking the Aphrodite keepsake and the aspect of Hera, and we are going to be going for a heart-rend build with Artemis if we can get our attack. We're going to take one level of hard labor, one level of lasting consequences, maxing out jury summons, 3 levels of extreme measures, and then maxing out benefits package, middle management, underworld customs, forced overtime, hide and security, damage control, and 2 levels of tight deadline for a total of 32 heat. Very many things, Zagreus. Don't count your luck when it comes to RNG and me. It's either very hit or it's very miss, and we rarely get in the middle. Alright, so either explosive shot or flurry shot here. Probably flurry shot, honestly. Flurry shot, to my understanding on Hera, is really good. So we'll take that. And then we get an Aphrodite room right away. Okay. Aphro, please give us something good. I could very much use a very juicy cast boon. When I originally played this game, I used to, or in my first playthrough, I suppose is what I'm trying to say, is I used to actually build both Aphrodite's cast and attack in this build.
What do you say we go and make new friends together?
Because I did not understand the insanity that is Heartrend. Of course, she is not offering us her cast, so we re-roll and hopefully get it.
What about these?
Really? Really, game? Well then. That's a bit of a heartbreaker. I guess I'll just take her attack then. Lowest tier attack. This completely throws my build path out of the wind, and I don't know what to do, so, well, hooray for RNG, just deciding this is how it's gonna be. Well, at least we have Flurry Shot Enhanced Attack from Aphrodite. This gives us nothing for AoE, which is gonna make the early game of Tartarus rough with damage control. I was very much counting on getting the multiple hits from the cast. So we're just gonna let this happen. We'll send it. We'll see what happens. I guess if I get offered, I'll take Artemis's special, I suppose. Like, I'm actually kind of at a loss of what to do here, because we can't build into Heartrend if I can't crit, and we need to crit with the attack for this build. I could go with Athena or Artemis's cast, but it's objectively terrible. And if you're gonna pick a build, it's Artemis's attack, Aphrodite's cast, because it gives AoE, so it hits multiple targets, and it just has much higher base damage, and the chance to crit on the cast is actually kind of terrible. Dionysus here, I guess I could go for a Dionysus special and go into a hangover kind of build. That seems really weird and wrong for Hera at 32 heat, but here we are. This is our life right now. What am I? I'm not allowed to choose the way I play the game with I mean, what am I doing? I'm complaining about a roguelite giving me bad RNG for a run.
Not now.
It's fine. We've had some pretty phenomenal RNG in the last couple runs. I can deal with this. I can make this work.
I know you're busy, man, so here you go. Get on with it, all right?
I guess I could go for a trippy shot build too. Just not great boons all around. Strong drink for early survivability is not a bad option. I do think I'm going to take Drunken Flourish though. I'll just go for. I guess it will let us get status privilege, which will help us, I suppose. The number of bow builds that I have done in my playthroughs, where it's, or at least in my early game, my original playthrough, where it is Dionysus special plus Aphrodite attack for status privilege, that was like my #1 Rama build for the longest time. So we'll make it work. Need to be very mindful of these witches because they are just a pain to deal with, but we are bursting them down very quickly. We'll take keys because we're clearly gonna need some rerolls for this run. Genuinely, it might honestly be worth selling the Aphrodite attack to reroll again for an Artemis attack later, if we can get a Crush Shot. If we can get Crush Shot, everything is fine. So hopefully we see another Aphrodite sooner than later. But right now, not the best start. But you know, I've had worse starts than this. Let's be honest. I have had. You know what, Zagreus, you jinxed us. You asked what could possibly go wrong. You felt confident. You knew it was fine. You thought it was fine, and you hardcore jinxed us here, man. On the bright side, though, Numbskull is just spraying and praying with the special. Probably the best way to deal with them here. And then another Dionysus room. We may end up having to go with Trippy Shot build, which is questionable to say the least. Could make it work, though. If we get a Blackout build going, I could see that maybe working, but not really. Fortunately, taking a lot of hits here. If I can get them all grouped together, I might drop a Sisyphus.
We got you, Highness.
I should hit at least 2 of them. I know it's a bit wasted on their armor, but I just wanted to get as much AoE damage off on them as I could, and more importantly, I get some healing, and I get the coin that can hopefully set us up for something in the shop, too. Alright, we got 1 of them, we got 2 of them. I'm gonna spam my attack there. There's 3, and then this guy will never be allowed to attack again. 4. Perfect.
Had enough.
Drunken Dash, Trippy Flare, Peer Pressure. Honestly, I don't even know what this build is becoming, but I think we're going Trippy Flare. Heart Run Dream is dead.
Not yet.
Dead in the water. Although, I guess critting on Trippy Flare isn't terrible. Maybe we can lock in Zeus as our final god and go for a Scintillating Feast shenanigans sort of build. I think I'll skip the Erebus Gate. I'm not feeling incredibly confident into this. If nothing else, the biggest reason why I don't like Trippy Shot on Hera is because you can't reload your cast immediately. It is still an extremely powerful boon. It's an extremely powerful cast. It has the highest base damage of all the casts, I believe, even compared to Aphrodite's, which is second strongest. So, like, it's not a wrong way to build. It just doesn't synergize as well with Hera as Aphrodite does with her cast comboed with Heartrend with the Artemis attack. That is probably Hera's single greatest DPS potential. This is our mid shop, I believe. Actually, I'm confident it's our mid shop. Demeter. Honestly, Demeter is not a terrible option because getting Snowburst will give us some good AoE, but we have Trippy Shot now, so I don't know. Coin versus more coin and a Charon fight. I honestly am feeling kind of risky here. I might do it. I'm feeling a little fighty. Okay, I do need to make a final decision on Demeter, though, because we do have to sell a boon at the end of this run. Or at the end of this floor. Honestly, I don't even care. This build is so broken. At this point, what does it matter? Rare Crop, if this hits Trippy Shot, would be amazing. If it hits the attack, I won't complain. If it hits our special, I'm going to be a whiny mother trucker. Okay. Nice, it hit the attack. All right.
Oops.
I'm going for this Kiwi. Let's do this. I'm probably gonna lose a Death Defiance, if not two, but I can focus on spacing out Heron here for safety. In theory. Emphasis on in theory. I'm gonna bail out immediately and just. I'm at max range, but I can hit him here. I think all of his damage is like 40s at least when he hits us, so I need to be extra careful of that. If I see him coming sliding in at us, we know we need to bail out. Because he's going to swing twice. So that's one, and that's two. Yeah, so he did a nice solid 40 damage to us. Not ideal. Try and keep status privilege going, but I... Am I mistaken? Did I not take status privilege? Did I take, I don't think I took God's Favorite, but maybe I did. Because I don't seem to be getting status privilege going here, which is objectively unideal for us. We definitely wanted status privilege on this kind of a run. Although, I don't know. I'll have to double check. He's coming at us. We bail out, bail in. Honestly, Zeus with Lightning Rod and Scintillating Feast would have been pretty awesome, but we don't have Artemis in this build. Fortunately, Charon does not get affected by... Oh man, this is a long fight. We're in for the long haul. Genuinely miracle if we don't lose a Death Defiance to him. Oh, I thought he was coming at us. He's doing this move instead. Or he could still come at us afterwards. I'm just trying to get as much damage on him as I can. Take my cast stones and toss in some Trippy Shot, or Trippy Flare, I guess it is. Unfortunately, there was nothing I could do about that. He bopped us into that with his little stun AoE. I'm gonna drop this. That'll hopefully speed along this phase. Ooh, just barely got out of that. All right, we're on his final phase. I'm gonna grab these so they don't block my shots. Can I have my? Oh, no. Be a nice boatman. Be a nice boatman. Man, be boat. Be nice, friend. That is my song asking Charon to be kind to us. Bailing in for this. Oh gosh. Oh no. Yep. Okay. Hey, Sisyphus kept us from dying. Oh. yeah, that makes sense. Okay, fair enough, Charon. You sure did get the dumb spawn of Hades. You sure put me in my place, Charon. You sure did. Good fight, Jeep Bro. Oh goodness.
Mate, you are tough.
Alright, so that was a huge time waste, unfortunately. So we better hope we get some free chambers like a Chaos Gate, which would be lovely. Trippy Shot, just keeping enemies locked in place, also great for us. If enemies have armor, I don't think they get stun locked by Trippy Shot though, which is the one downside, so I need to take out the armor on these things faster than as soon as possible. Alright, we're very happy to see this Chaos Gate because it will save us time, that's the main thing. Alright, we'll go ahead and toss another thing on Trippy Flare. HP, no, we take the Chaos Gate here. Again, this is entirely out of consideration for saving time on tight deadline.
We have arrived. We are the sum of all decisions that we make.
Because right now our overall DPS is severely lacking. Let's see. More damage on the attack, not bad. Would have liked something that enhances the cast. Honestly, probably worth re-rolling for on this build.
Got anything else?
And we got nothing, and objectively we got worse options, but at least I'm not punished for using my cast or my attack here. Enshrouded Assault isn't terrible, but that 4-chamber preview hiding is objectively terrible, and I'm not rerolling again, so can't use my special for the next couple rooms. Shop or a free Demeter? Honestly, I don't know, actually. The shop could give us a palm. A palm is more important, and it gives us some HP. I'm going the shop. And there's Ares, or Ares? Excuse me, Hermes. I can afford everything here, so let's go ahead and take Hermes first.
Special rate.
Greatest reflex, honestly, I could use that for survivability, so I'll take it. Dionysus, low tolerance. Okay, so now we can stack Hangover more on enemies. That said, the only way for me to stack Hangover right now is to use his special, which isn't ideal.
Teamwork.
But at least everything is discounted in the shop now, and without convenience fee, that means we're going to be able to we'll be able to afford a lot of boons. I forget if it extends to the Wall of Charon.
Ready, sisters. I can't just let you off without a fight.
All right, so we have not the best DPS and 45 seconds on the clock to beat Meg. So here we go. Let's see if we can make it happen. Our attack does at least does some decent damage.
Think you can keep this up?
And if we can get every time we do get Trippy Shot off, the better. It's just not as fast as I would like it to be. That's our main issue. Wasted a Trippy Shot there, but oh well. I'm probably gonna have to drop a Sisyphus on her final phase just to speed things along, because I am not making tight deadline otherwise. I mean, I'm not gonna make tight deadline either way. It's mostly just a matter of oh, she's gonna dash out of it before it hits. Darn it, that was a mistake.
Okay, goodbye.
Picking up my HP. I've got 4 seconds on the clock. This Trippy Shot should finish her. There we go. Okay, wow. With less than 2 seconds to spare, we saved our tight deadline. Not that it matters too much. I figured I would take some damage from it, but not enough to kill me. We're down at Death Defiance. We're half dead, but we made it through Tartarus with a kind of lackluster build. And frankly, we lost that Death Defiance to Charon, which we only got hit like 2 or 3 times.
Which to choose?
The run is looking a little rough, Kiwi, not gonna lie. All right, who are our gods right now? So we have Demeter, we have Dionysus, we have Aphrodite, and we have... Do we have a 4th god? We've got Aphrodite, Dionysus, Demeter. So we can still get a 4th god. So you know what? I was talking up Zeus's game. Honestly, Icewine, Scintillating Feast, Hera bow, I can make that work. Giving up my chances at Athena for survivability and Artemis for crit chance, but I think at this point that build idea is just dead in the water anyway. Now, I really don't want to sell any of these. I don't actually have a good boon to sell, other than, I guess, Drunken Flourish. It makes it so we can't get Blackout, but again, I'm not really depending on my special for poison damage that much. Honestly, switching this out for Thunder Flourish from Zeus wouldn't be a bad idea. And then maybe taking Drunken Dash to get poison out that way. Honestly, that's probably the best way to do it. So I am going to re-roll here so that I can hopefully sell my special instead of these boons that are like really important to me, honestly. And there we go. So selling Drunken Flourish.
That's one less boon.
Yeah, I know we have low tolerance, but we're not really depending on it in any capacity that means anything. We don't even get enemies stacked up to 5 points of poison anyway, or hangover anyway. All right, we need to start stacking some really good Zeus boons. So hopefully we get his special. Even if I'm not using it, it will set us up for some really good duos later on.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it.
Damn it.
Oh, well, I forgot I still had that Chaos Curse. Unfortunate. And it's not even for a boon that we particularly want. I'm not going to be depending on my dash track very much at all.
Let's fight.
Oh well. Such is the nature of this run, Kiwi. We're going to make it work, but my goodness, is it going to be an uphill battle. It is a Sisyphusian climb, if ever there was one. Yeah, so like with Hera, Crush Shot usually one-shots enemies, and then if it does, you don't have to wait for your cast to come out. Here, I'm waiting for my cast constantly, so I'm losing a huge portion of my DPS. So like my burst potential is insane, but my overall DPS is lacking because I can't keep up the damage as much as I'd like. Palm, or honestly, I think I go for Hermes here. Let's knock out our second Hermes. Hopefully I get Hyper Sprint. I would like to see Hyper Sprint. Alternatively, attack speed up isn't terrible here. It's just not my preferred of the boons he could offer. Our Chaos boon still has 2 rooms before it pops, so I cannot use our special for any reason. Would also love to see Zeus sooner than later, which we're not getting. Hermes is not bad. It's just it's suboptimal, I suppose. Yeah, I have a feeling we're gonna run into some major DPS issues into Asphodel, but especially into Elysium. Taking out the heroes is gonna be particularly rough, and Hades, I mean, I can kite Hades for days, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna enjoy doing it. Hopefully we get the Scintillating Feast build going.
Here's the goods, fresh from our mountaintop. Take all the time you need deciding, if you want to be a slowpoke.
Actually, you know, I didn't think about this, but where are you, Dionysus? Can I even get some of these boons that I'm building around? Scintillating Feast, okay, we can, technically it says it thinks we have Trippy Shot, so it counts. Icewine, where are you? Okay, so we do have Trippy Shot still, so it counts. Okay, good to know. Honestly, Greater Evasion, I'm genuinely considering, but I'll take the Greater Haste in case we get a Hermes and Styx, so we could potentially get at least a minor rush delivery. For 20% speed up, it's not going to be a huge DPS up or damage up, but it's still nice. Just casually seeing that 666 damage come from Trippy Shot, that was cute. All right, where are our enemies? They're all, hey, another Chaos Gate. Maybe Chaos will give us something good this time. My willingness to bet on that is low. I guess we could have a really annoying status build if we get Aphrodite's legendary with everything else. We'll need at least one of her tier 2 boons to even have a chance at getting it though. But between Trippy Shot and Unhealthy Fixation, we would be kind of just making enemies unable to attack at all times pretty much. It would be kind of silly. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling the lack of love for Trippy Shot on the Hera bow. I don't think I've ever done a proper Trippy Shot Hera bow build before.
It seems the bow called Coronach is safe and sound there in your hands, young man. I've not seen that old thing in quite some time.
I imagine not, Zeus. Now give us your special. Thank you. All right. So we've got Zeus's special now. It's either a Chaos Gate or what's our alternative? I'm going to probably take the Chaos Gate just to save time either way, but Dionysus, Aphrodite, or Shop. It's a mini-boss room, which will cost us time. Can't get Smoldering Air. Don't have any other Demeter boons to set up for. We could see Scintillating Feast. There we go. We could see Scintillating Feast now because we have the setup for that. I still feel like the Chaos Gate is objectively the better option for time-saving measures. Could get a Cast Stone. Could cost me the run though. Honestly, I'm going for consistency over potential, I suppose, because my RNG has not been good this run. Why would I count on Chaos here? I mean, there's a decent chance we get Scintillating Feast. It's a rarity increased Dionysus boon. This is going to be a really rough death barge though, because I do not have good DPS for all the things that are going to be spawning here. We just got to spam attack as much as possible. And then once Trippy Shot is off cooldown with the, once the cast stones are freed, we let it out. Once this thing is into its red HP, I'm going to drop a Sisyphus though, I think. Oh, okay, it's in the red. This should kill it. There we go. Okay, and now all its friends are open to damage. Once they get de-armored, we should be able to very quickly melt them, because they'll just get stun-locked perpetually by the Trippy Shots.
I can't.
This should melt this guy. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, like our burst potential, insane. Our AoE for spread out enemies, not great. Our overall DPS, not great. And our lack of good boons, also not promising. I'm just going to take Drunken Dash here. This will allow us to get Block Out later, which, objectively speaking, may not be that great for us, but if we can combo Blackout with Scintillating Feast and some good tier 2 Zeus boons, we have a pretty solid DPS plan for late game. We just have to get to late game. Frankly, if nothing else, I am surviving this run fairly well, and with the benefit of getting the Charon fight out of the way, we do have a lot in our pool of things that we benefit from. Okay, I do have status privilege. That's what I thought. I guess the hangover just got unapplied so quickly that I couldn't reliably get it going on Charon. But that's fine. That is absolutely fine, because now we can reliably get our 40% damage up as long as I dash near enemies, or actually more so enemies have dashed near me, and I dash away from them. I'm just going to be dropping Trippy Shots left and right if I can afford to do so. The enemy placement wasn't ideal, but we made it through with only a couple hits taken. Flurry Shot is actually pretty solid damage. If we could get, again, if we got the Hermes attack speed up, that would be brilliant for us. Probably not going to happen. Coin, honestly worth considering, but maybe not at the cost of our tight deadline. Okay, I think I really have to choose between coin from that Infernal Trove
Beats dying.
or that shop. Oh, that Death Defiance I just bought was kind of worth it. I'm going to be running up against tight deadline very badly if I do this, but I kind of want the coin. I'm going to be greedy. I'm going to be greedy. I'm going to regret it, but I'm going to be greedy.
Allow me, boy, to introduce some of my loyal subjects.
Just got to pop everything I can as quick as possible. The damage control shields from the mirror are more than a little inconvenient though. And Jury Summons makes this a lot worse too, I guess. I'm just going to try and bring enemies closer if I can because they are very far out of the way. Wow, they're still summoning in more enemies. This is not ideal for us. This Wave Crasher just safe spotting from the distance. What a lamer.
Useless.
Not yet.
Alright, well, on the bright side, that sets us up for a Palm and a Boon if I want them. I'm going for the Trial as well because Zeus Boons are going to matter so much. We can't get duos here, but the Zeus Boons will matter. And we need as many of them as we can get early as possible. We could actually see, Blackout here because we have the precursors for it. I still think I take, I'm going to take Dionysus first, actually. We did it. We got Blackout. Okay, that's kind of nuts. 60% more damage for any hangover-afflicted foes in Festifog. I love it.
This is outrageous, Zagreus. Even your father would agree that actions such as that can't go unpunished.
If you say so, Zeus.
Did what I had to do.
I timed that poorly, unfortunately. Wasted 2 trippy shots, which is a huge part of my DPS. And oh my goodness, this is icky. This is a very nasty room. Oh my goodness, they're fast. They're dropping lava left and right. I could really use Scintillating Feast for a good AoE right now. It looks like I will have to take Demeter's Aid now that I think aloud if I want to get Ice Wine in this build, unless I sell one of the other core boons that I have for it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, this is so much. Okay, I'm dropping Sisyphus for safety. Like, I'm not using him for damage, I'm using him for HP.
I can't.
This room is so disgusting. What the frick? Drakens left and right, dropping AoEs, or dropping projectiles, and then the Slam Dancers just spamming lava everywhere. Oh my goodness, how did I not die to that room?
Oh, nephew, but I simply can't stay wrathful toward you, much as I might try. They're better not to tempt me, just in case.
All right, let's see. I would like Jolted. Awesome. I was going to say Jolted or Double Strike. Both would be brilliant. A nice rare Tierce Jolted. It looks great. And I think this is the end shop. Is there anything I want from Aphrodite presently? Smoldering Air is off the table because we don't have a call. I don't think we've gotten Sweet Surrender, but I think I go for the shop for the chance of seeing another Zeus Boon. Or Dionysus. Or Demeter. Basically, any god other than Aphrodite is more valuable to me. Take the Palm Slice. Hit our attack. Awesome. And there's Scintillating Feast. Ah, yeah. Okay. This build went from terrible to salvageable, let's say. I still am not sold on how well this is going to perform. Once again, we're entering a boss fight with just about a minute on the clock for tight deadline.
Why must we always fight like this, Lerny?
This turned into a much sweatier run than I strictly expected, but Scintillating Feast should do some good damage. It rapidly applies Jolted. We're gonna, if I dash around Lerny, also kind of important to recognize is if I dash around Lerny, I can get Blackout going because I'll have applied a dose of Hangover to it. A dose of Hangover is just a weird description, not an inaccurate description, I suppose, but can we target this one? Cool. One of the instances where mouse and keyboard just feels a little bit better is when there are a lot of enemies and you're specifically trying to target one of them. I am taking a lot of damage here. I have no Sisyphuses left, or no Boldies left rather, so I do have to be mindful of that. So, hello. Alright, so there we go. On to phase 3. Oh god, I'm not making good time on this at all. And I'm taking damage. I might have to play a little riskier to just make sure that I don't die. Actually, honestly, Spraying and Praying Special here is probably the best way to deal with all of these heads at once, because it applies Jolted. All of my cast stones are on the floor. Oh well. I don't think there was a good way of avoiding a Death Defiance, honestly. I was a little bit overwhelmed. Okay, all heads down. I couldn't find my cast stones. They were all caught in Lerny or something. I think they were underneath him and I couldn't find them.
Oh no.
All right, time's up. We are taking rapid fire damage now, but there we go. Okay, messy Lerny fight. Very messy.
Bye for now, Lenny.
But most importantly, we made it through. We still have 2 Death Defiances. We'll heal up fairly well from the fountain here. And
Have
then
you back here soon enough, I think.
I don't think there's anything we really want from Dionysus anymore. We got his, I mean, we got Blackout and we got Scintillating Feast. I guess Ice Wine. We still need Ice Wine. We don't even have a Demeter boon, so maybe I force Demeter to show up just to get a core from her and hopefully a duo afterwards. Alternatively, I take Coin Purse.
That'll keep me alive.
I can afford to sell Thunder Flourish now, honestly, and take her special instead. I'm obviously not selling these other 2 boons that they were like, here, you want to sell these instead? Yeah, you know what? Goodbye, Thunder Flourish.
Won't mind.
I think, honestly, I am going to take Frostbitten Horn here. We'll buy the Death Defiance, because
Just what I need.
there's no guarantee on Patroclus, and I want to be as stacked as possible for survival. Although I feel like at this point, I have decent AoE and burst options, and I can kite around my Scintillating Feast for enemies that I don't immediately kill.
Let's
So-
slay some heroes then.
We're not completely SOL on this build. We're far from SOL, frankly. I'm going to take the hammer here.
Great shields.
Great shields are a problem, especially if they're going to spam damage control. Not a fan of that. Definitely not a fan of that. Oh, goodness. I don't know why. I forget that great shields have the projectile that they shoot. And the worst thing about that projectile is that it penetrates through walls. Unlike all the other projectiles in Elysium, those like purple AoEs that they do, or I guess they're like purplish pink, they pierce through walls. Unlike the archers who don't, unlike the chariots who can't walk through, well, no enemy can walk through walls, I suppose. That's not a fair criticism. I don't know. I'm frustrated by the notion. The one downside to Scintillating Feast is it can only hit 1 enemy at a time per trippy shot. So if there are a lot of enemies, like low HP enemies, I guess the lightning bolts do AoE though, so maybe it's fine. Piercing Volley, Point Blank Shot, Charged Volley. I don't know why it decided we're a special build, and Point Blank Shot really doesn't synergize great for us, but I guess if I'm going to be close range to an enemy, at least now I do more damage to them. See, HP there, I'm going to ignore Palm or Coin. Coin will set us up for 2 boons out of the shop, or a Palm and a boon. I think I'll be able to afford that either way. I think I just take the free Palm and hopefully get it either on the attack or the cast. Our attack is actually doing a fair bit of damage thanks to Rare Crop helping it out a fair bit. So even if we don't have, it gives us some reliable DPS even if we do not have Scintillating Feast up or Trippy Shot up. That said, I do need to be mindful about my cast stones. Honestly, the Hermes boon that makes the Hermes legendary that auto collects our cast stones, not a bad thing to take on this run if we could find it, which we can't given the boons we've taken from Hermes thus far. We're basically locked out of it at this point. I definitely see myself running up against tight deadline on basically every floor this run, unfortunately. Like Hera has such incredible fast damage potential.
Always a pleasure.
We just haven't been granted the option to do so. So either 30% more damage on, or 30 more damage on the cast, or 14% more damage on the attack. Honestly, I think the bulk of our damage is coming from the attack right now. 22 coin for HP I will take. That's a fair bit of HP given back. And we have plenty of max HP, so I'm going to go for another Palm, see if we can get it on either the attack or the cast again. I'm trying to drop Scintillating Feast on these shield boys because they are a right pain to deal with. And Scintillating Feast kind of invalidates their shield because it hits over them, I believe. I'm pretty sure they do. Let's see. Always remember, especially when you're dealing with shielder rooms, of particular importance is you can remember that enemies spawn in facing to the right, so you can always get a back attack hit on them when they spawn in, if you position correctly. And for shielders in particular, that's very valuable because if you position to the right on a shielder as it spawns in, it's gonna block all of your damage.
Not now.
So very helpful little bit of advice there.
The power of the gods.
More damage on static discharge really isn't a bad option for us, but I think I'll put it on the cast. No, honestly, static discharge does a lot of damage. We'll put it there. All right, here is our Demeter boon. So we need one core boon from her, which we'll take. Probably her special.
I'm not feeling quite so generous of late, young Zagreus. But nevertheless, choose.
So it sounds like you're giving us only low rarity. Oh, no. Okay, weird dialogue for something like this. Okay, we'll take the special as planned. That sets us up for Ice Wine now. And a high tier Demeter boon versus a normal Dionysus boon. We'll definitely go for Demeter here. Dionysus, aside from the duo we're hunting for, does not offer much. And the increased rarity here could work in our favor.
Time we fight. I think I learned a little more. Let's start.
And honestly, an Asterius room can help us pretty well with saving some time between that fountain chamber, saving us time, and certainly our second he's charging. Whoa, oh, Dionysus. I think the bull was a little hungover there, or maybe not even hungover, just properly drunk, because that was the weirdest. He usually has the perfect pathing, like the most objectively broken pathing I've ever seen. There he seemed very confused. All right, you know what? Our single target DPS has
Well done.
markedly improved, I will say. All right, Demeter. I know you're not feeling generous, but would you kindly give us
Demeter.
Ice Wine? No, you wouldn't. All right, let me confirm that I can get it, but I'm pretty sure I can. There's a decent chance of us seeing it here. There we are. Ice Wine. Yeah, we're set up for getting it. So I use a reroll here. I definitely use a reroll here.
A different set of choices.
Old Fusion, not really what I wanted. Wait, how? Oh, I guess her duo for Cold Fusion isn't a core boon from Zeus, but rather static discharge. Okay. I mean, we take it, but
Thanks,
we complain about it a little bit on the way out. I guess I shouldn't complain too much. It's a good thing we upped our damage on Jolted then, I guess. Because I can just leave these enemies to die from Jolted damage now. That poor witch just walked straight into an arrow. Not a good day for that witch. There's an archer somewhere. Oh, these arrows are kind of weird. I definitely face tanked an arrow just then, but I didn't take damage from it, and I think the reason was it hit me while I was still in my iframes and got deleted, but I had every reason to take damage from that arrow. Oh my goodness. I'm equally lucky that arrow didn't hit me because it looked like it did. Whatever, the arrows in Elysium are a little bit wonky, I have to say, is my experience at least. Man, this is the moment when I wish I had Athena to help me. Just to reflect these projectiles. Can we not? Can we not? Can we not? Can we please not? My cat is freaking the heck out under your desk right now, Kiwi. I am sorry. She's a little distracting. Poppy, what are you doing? Don't just look at me like you don't know. You know what you're doing. All right, we're gonna go for the Dionysus boon here because we could get Ice Wine this way, and we get Than, which saves us time on tight deadline.
In the area. This one is off the record, Zagreus. Come on.
In terms of time saving, Elysium has been very kind to us because we got the Fountain Chamber, we got a mini boss, and we got Than to pause the timer. The mini boss doesn't pause the timer; it's just a faster room overall. Is kind of what I'm implying, or what I'm trying to say. All right. So I don't have a good way of applying Jolted outside of Scintillating Feast, so I do have to be mindful of that. So like spraying and praying my special here doesn't do much for us. Oh, let's not get hit by these traps. I want to try and use one cast per attack if I can, because if I stack all my casts in one location, I won't be able to. Oh my goodness, there's a chariot. I didn't see that. Can we not chariot? Chariots with force over time, man.
Haven't you learned your lesson yet?
What I'm trying to do is spread the Scintillating Feast out. This is a bad room, and I don't have Sisyphus. Okay.
Really?
How are we doing on competition? Okay, we are beating Than still. Took a lot of damage in this chamber, and we're not done yet. Those archers are going to be a pain, so we're going to bail out.
That's one less.
I'm going to just try and get what kills I can so I can get my HP at the end of this. He's catching up to us fairly quickly. There should not be many enemies left, but jury summons on this challenge were rough. This guy's dead.
You're next.
Oof, rough chamber, but we get HP. And there's Ice Wine. Okay, so well worth it. Well worth it. Thank you, Demeter. Thank you, Than. All of you
Be seeing you.
are wonderful, beautiful gods. Ooh, and a Patroclus room. Okay, so I cannot get a Death Defiance. but I can get attack damage up.
Here comes our guest.
Do 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 do. Here comes our guest, and I say
May
it's
all
all
your fears
right.
leave you behind once you walk past that door.
Do 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 do. All right. I could take Hydrolite Gold here because that will make sure that I stay topped off on HP, but more damage is fun. I think I go safety here. We have our damage. We have our damage. And I want to avoid losing a Death Defiance if I can. We have coins, so let's go ahead and see what gods show up here. Dionysus has been very popular this run. Let's grab the palm first so we don't dilute our pool. 10% more damage on the attack versus more damage on Static Discharge or Trippy Flare. These are all actually really good palmable options. We would love to see Double Strike from Zeus. I think, honestly, I think out of everything, my attack does the most damage, but Static Discharge, I'm gonna, with Cold Fusion, does a lot. And I think I'm just gonna go for the base damage. Premium Vintage, we will take. What does it hit? It hits Trippy Flare. Amazing. Awesome. So that's a palm right where we want it. And we have a lot more time on our clock this time, thanks to a very kind Elysium.
There is no greater pleasure in Elysium than vanquishing the likes of you.
Okay, Theseus, if you say so. Alright, so Ice Wine will slow enemies for us and apply Jolted.
We owe everything to our audience.
I think I'm going to take out the bull first. Oh, hello. Not what? Okay, I swear I have taken far fewer hits than I deserve to on this run, and I don't know how, but we are kind of melting everyone. Not going to lie. Like, Ice Wine Scintillating Feast is doing its job. Oh, you know what it is? It's Blackout. Blackout with that 60% damage up. Just kind of busted. Just absolutely objectively busted. I don't think I'm hitting Asterius, but he is constantly attacking, therefore he is getting hit by Jolted every time. It looks like there's a weird little bit of a brief delay before our...
How could you?
Not yet.
Before our Ice Wine goes off when I fire the enhanced Trippy Shot? Maybe not. Okay. Well, I'm gonna follow around Theseus for now because I can't seem to get him to hold still long enough to tag him with our cast. There we go. Maybe not. My bro, you are too mobile. Calm down.
Fiend, you are unfit to
There we go. Okay, now he's holding still to taunt us, which means we get a lot of free damage. I don't actually know where all three of my casts are unless they're all in that one spot. Okay, they are. Cool. I missed. I unfortunately missed. Okay, hopefully he buys us some time so I can get my trippy shots up. There we go. That was a fun little slow-mo turnaround there.
Whose side is he on?
Scintillating Feast, Ice Wine, and Heartbreak Strike all doing their job. And there we go.
Still.
Relatively slow heroes for what I've seen in my runs, but that felt pretty safe. That felt pretty consistent, and most importantly, it's a win. We have 3 Death Defiances, 1 extra minute to get through through Styx. We're at full HP.
I shall see you outside.
Let's see. At this point, I think really I just take whatever feels good. Could take... Honestly, we've not used... The Hades Keepsake would do a ton of damage if we get it fully charged. I'm going to go for that. Because I think we have enough survival. Ooh, Braid of Atlas. It's 50% more cast damage. Love it. We'll definitely take that. And at this point, I don't know what to give. Oh, wait, low tolerance. Yeah, I'm not using that at all. Hangover effects can stack more times against weakened foes. Yeah, that's cool. My hangover damage is what, like 4? It's 8 a second. So that's what? That's 40 damage a second? And we're never going to have it fully stacked up. And I don't need it fully stacked up. I just need 1 proc and we're good. Yeah, that's a lot of coin now that we can afford to use in the Charon shop. With his little gold coupon, we should be able to afford a whole lot of fun things. Hopefully, very hopefully, we see the Hermes boon, because I'm not going to take an anvil. It's too risky to give up flurry shot, which is a huge part of our damage right now. All right, let's see what else. Let's see what we get. Hoping for Zeus, because if we get double strike, we're gonna have double Zeus and a Dionysus and a Palm. We did get anvil, so no extra Hermes, but that's fine. All right, here's what we do. We go for the Palm first because mini boss chambers are just a little bit faster, and we are in the business of trying to save time, even if we're not good at our business, I suppose. I just camp in Scintillating Feast here and not let any of these rats come near me, right? I guess I can go invisible. I still got hit, unfortunately. But so I don't fully understand how it works, but I do believe that Hades' Keepsake gives you a damage up. It may only be when it's a greater call. It also gives you iframes for its duration when it's greater call, which is kind of nuts. Like, I used to think the Hades' Keepsake was terrible, but it is actually pretty awesome. Alright, I would say our overall DPS is very solid. We've gotten basically everything we could ask for this kind of very heavily improvised build. Like, I did not come in here expecting a nice wine scintillating feast on Hera, but here we are, and honestly, not gonna complain. I mean, I'm gonna complain a little bit because I think Heartrend would have done more damage overall. It's a very fun build, but big butt. Oh, hey Tony.
The tiny vermin.
Honestly, I'm not afraid of Tony. I'm gonna burst his little butt off. I know he teleports away, so I was not charging up my cast until I knew where he was gonna be. But like, look at us. We are melting Tony. I'm gonna save my greater call if I can. But like, we are doing 1,600 damage in one hit. Our burst potential is off the charts. Come on, go ahead and summon your friends, or no, or don't. That's fine. At least we tagged you with those trippy shots. I probably just use the Hades call at this point because I'm not under threat of fire. I didn't think I was gonna get the fully charged call, so I didn't bother holding out for it. All right, 12% on the attack, or 36 more, or 35 more damage on the cast. I mean, at this point, it really doesn't matter. They're all doing insane amounts of damage. I think let's just go for Trippy Flare. It looks better on the end slate, right? If we just have a huge leveled up Trippy Flare. We have a lot of coin. I think we're gonna go for a binge shop in a second. Right, I could take the Zeus Spoon and hold out for Double Strike and then hope to palm that. Not the worst option. Nah.
Always a pleasure, Charon.
And I'm gonna reroll once in hopes of seeing Double Strike at a higher rarity here. Didn't get it. Clouded Judgment, not bad though. We're gonna generate God Gauge extremely quickly now. Billowing Strength in similar vein is a 20% damage up. It's not Double Strike, which is sad. I would have really preferred to see Double Strike because I think that will give us the most damage overall. But we'll make it work. And we'll go for the mini boss chamber with Aphrodite. If we get more than a 2-chamber Styx, we'll talk about where we're headed next. Probably that Dionysus room, although Dionysus really does not have much to offer aside from maybe Strong Drink just for a full heal going into Hades. I don't actually know if I need coin anymore, so I don't know if like wasting that half second for destroying the pot was even worth bothering with. Oh well, it's fine. Like, again, our DPS, great. Our God Gauge generation, incredible. We're gonna see some big numbers in the Hades fight. We might honestly just melt his second phase almost instantly, which will be fun if it is the case. Honestly, you know what? If we go for the Aphrodite room and get her legendary, that would be the funniest part, the funniest potential for this run, and to the point of which I will actually go for it. Oh wait, I forgot, we're already in the Aphrodite chamber, so never mind. 2-chamber Styx, come on, Unhealthy Fixation. Nope, okay. Sweet Surrender though, 20% more damage to weak afflicted foes is not a bad pickup at all. Gotta love it. All right, so we're fairly stacked. We're genuinely fairly stacked. Where is our fish? There it is. We'll take this Dionysus boon and then we'll send it to Hades. Our fight to Hades, not our Dionysus boon. I mean, we're technically sending that to Hades too, but you know what I mean, right? And guaranteed fish, and there we go.
That's a bite. It's a scupper, all right.
All right, Dionysus, what are you giving us? Strong Drink, too little too late, bud. Bad Influence. While 3, I mean, there are going to be very few instances where we have enough enemies alive on the field to get this Bad Influence going, but if we can, it's going to do a lot of damage.
Prince persuades the Underworld's ferocious guardian to move aside.
Yeah, the only way I can realistically make this happen is if I dash to Hades, tosses out a bunch of his bloodstones, and I dash to them, and then immediately just launch a full salvo of Trippy Shot with greater call going. That's our single highest DPS potential we could have, I think. I'm gonna mess it up, but I'll try for it.
I was just thinking on when last I vanquished you. Come, refresh my memory.
Nothing like helping your dad remember things by getting him blackout drunk. Speaking of which, Hades, here, have a present. All right, that didn't do terribly much damage, but I think it's mostly he just didn't stay inside of it. Or he just has a lot of HP. There we go. Like, look at that burst. Like, okay, you know what? We're fine. We are... I mean, I didn't think we were unfine, but still.
All you wretches of the underworld to attend to me now.
Don't do that.
Hades does hit fairly hard, so I do have to be a little careful. Try and take out his friends. All right, we have Greater Call. I probably use it, honestly. My stomach is rumbling very aggressively loud. What I'm gonna do, actually, is there we go. I'm gonna wait till he gets to this phase, and then I'll use it. Because now we can reliably get some damage off. I don't think he had... There are 3 enemies on the field. I'm gonna use this. I need the iframes.
Darkness.
He darknessed away, darn it. What a waste. That's so frustrating. He saw us use darkness, so he copied us. Hades, be original. Be cool. Be cool, Hades. I think he dodged that. Whatever, I am totally just toying with him. Like, I could just focus on DPSing him if I wanted to. I'm just not, because it's fun. Dad's a little bit too mobile, I will say, though. It's a little unideal. Hopefully I can get my cast down before he stands up and drops his AoE. Good, got it.
We're not finished.
All right. Oh, this is potentially perfect. No, he dropped 2 and I picked up the 3rd. Oh, wait, there are 3 enemies, so let's go. Oh, nope. Never mind. I don't think it's gonna happen, Kiwi. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get the perfect setup to make him take the maximum potential amount of damage. And bots do one-shot us. I do have to be mindful of those things. Boom. I do need to make sure that I try and tag him with poison if I can before I go for my max damage. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use Greater Call. We'll get him to his next phase. Oh, these are lasers. I should probably dodge those, right? Nope. No? Okay, fine. Actually, honestly, let me take another hit so that I can get my Greater Call. There we go. All right, he is almost phased. He is now phased because jolted from Cold Fusion. Okay, that makes sense. He's poisoned. We're going to Greater Call. Do not darkness away, and bam. 2844. Nice. 3K hit on Hades. 3K hit on Hades with a build that we did not intend. Think about at all going into this.
With your youth comes a certain strength, it seems.
And this is the beauty of Hades for me, and roguelikes in general, is with Hades, you're blessed with the ability to, like, have the option to kind of choose the direction of your build.
There is no escape.
I love the keepsake system in Hades because it lets you build in a certain way that just could...
someone very sore right now.
Can make you have a lot of fun. The downside to it, of course, is it can make people who it can make you kind of stagnate and build a very specific direction. So you do need to be mindful of that. Like, don't get caught up in, I don't even know, how do I make this aesthetically pleasing for me? 1 second, Kiwi. This is more important than me trying to make the point I'm trying to make. Okay, I think what we do is we put Scintillating Feast here. Trippy Shot right in the center, I think, is important. So Scintillating Feast, Trippy Shot, and then we put Ice Wine. Ice Wine, where are you? And then our Heartbreak Shake. Like, this was honestly a very loaded build for us. But the point I'm trying to make is the beauty of roguelites is you can't always control how things go, and Hades suffers from that as well.
The clever-minded prince again eluded certain death. Up to a certain point, but then, predictably, made one of his fatal mistakes.
And you need to be adaptable to every situation that's thrown at you. Sometimes you'll get boons or hammers that you take and realize, oh, this is an anti-synergy. This was a terrible decision. I have ruined my build, and you still kind of have to trudge through the grime you've just created for yourself to make the run work.
Really? Guess you're here to stay.
But this run was a perfect example of how adaptable the bow is to different builds.
Excuse me, sorry, I just have to file this report. It's very late.
Like, I genuinely consider the bow the best weapon in the game for a lot of reasons.
Fight like I'd fight out there.
The only thing that I could consider being slightly better, like, I would probably be the shield.
What's the good word?
I should definitely not have drank that in retrospect. Cause of death, Hemlock. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty painful death. It probably happened with like within like 30 minutes of consuming that.
We showed those wretches last time, didn't we?
I believe Hemlock is a neurotoxin, just shuts down your nervous system like immediately. Within 30 minutes, you're dead. Do not mess around with Hemlock. I know this because sometimes it grows in my area.
Still fancy.
And I mean, poisonous plants are cool to learn about. Even like common household plants you wouldn't expect can be very toxic.
It's always nice to have a chat with you.
Classic example, lilies. Do not get lilies if you own cats unless you want to have them go into sudden onset kidney failure.
The hellish watchdog snarls at the listless shades crowding about the court.
Granted, they have to try and eat the lilies, but, you know, cats like to eat stupid things.
Not everybody knows exactly how to give you pets and live to tell of it, right, boy?
And sure, your cat may never eat other things in the house, but don't tempt fate. Don't tempt fate. Get fake lilies, get other flowers that are pet safe. I have seen some tragedies in my lifetime.
Do I appear as though I've time for conversation, boy?
Yes. Yes, you do.
Then.
You have conversation time with me almost every episode. Actually, every episode, now that I think about it. What am I saying?
I'm in the middle of a song, my friend.
Anyway, I digress. The point I'm trying to make is Hades is amazing because it does give you a degree of influence over how you are going to build, but it still has the RNG element, and you have to be adaptable. You have to kind of
Thanatos does it again.
cater to the whim of the fates sometimes for a Hades appropriate description of what happens.
Though your journeys take you elsewhere, still it pleases me to see you, child.
But this is hands down one of the best examples of I went in with a build in mind, and rather than just commit to the build, I was given a whole bunch of other things that just did not look like they would synergize well, but we made it work. And we didn't just make it work, we made it like really work. It paid off. It carried the run. Scintillating Feast Ice Wine is kind of busted, and I've never used it on Hera, so I'm happy I got the chance to do it here. With all that said, Kiwi, we are being told that the shield is our second to last run of this series. Aspect of Zeus is our final weapon. I am feeling kind of spicy. I don't think we have yet done a dashless 32 heat challenge. But if we have, I probably won't do it again. But with all that said, Kiwi, if I haven't done the 32 heat dashless challenge, which I think I may have now that I think about it, but we'll see. If we haven't, I'm definitely going to do it next episode. So with all that said, Kiwi, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're sleeping, I hope you're sleeping well. I love you.
I'm alive.
And I'm alive. I mean, I'll see you in the next episode. Take care, love.